Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making a yoke dress. We're going to draw a straight line now, and then we're going to mark our length of gown, which is 41 inches plus 1 inch for our folding, which is 42 inches. So I'm going to mark our chest and armhole line, which is 8 inches. Okay, and then for the bust point, the bust point standard is 10 inches, but this person is a little bigger, so I'm going to be using 11 inches as her bust point. Okay, and then we have 16 inches for a standard waist, but for this person we're going to be using 17 and a half inches. Okay, and then we're going to mark the hip line, which is 25 standard. So now I'm going to draw the lines. We have the armhole, the bust, the underbust, the waist, and the hip line. And then we have the starting point, which is going to be our shoulder line. So on the shoulder, we have 17 inches divided by 2, which is 8.5. And then for the armhole, we're also going to mark out 8.5 inches as well, and just connect those lines together. And then we're just going to draw our neck, which is 3 by 3 inches, 3 inches depth and width. Okay, so now that this is done, we'll just make our armhole curve. Okay, I went up by 0.5 inches and just connected it to make a curve like so. And then we're going to come down on our shoulder by 1 inch in order to make our shoulder slant. So now we're just going to mark 4.5 inches in, which is the distance between her nipple to nipple, which is 9 divided by 2, 4.5, all the way down to the bottom of the gown, guys. Now the bust point, we're going to come down by 1 inch. Okay guys, this is because we don't want the bust start to be pointy. And then on the underbust, we're going to go out on both sides by 1 inch as well, and then connect it to that one drop right there. But on the armhole line, we're going to go out on both sides as well by 1 inch, and we're going to come up by 1 inch as well from the bust point, and then we're going to connect these lines together. Now as you can see, it just formed the shape. We're also going to go out by 1 inch on both sides on the waist, and then just connect those lines together like so. So now from the waistline, we're going to come down by 5 inches, okay, in order to just extend our darts and just connect it just like this. And now I'm shading the part that is going to be cut off. Okay guys, so guys, this top has a sweetheart look, so I'm just going to go up here by 1.5 inch. You can go higher, you can go below, but I'm going to be using 1.5 inch, and I'm just going to connect it to the bust points right there. So I just went ahead to draw a curve connecting to my armhole. Okay, and now I'm going to extend my dart lines like so. Make sure it is 1 inch on both sides and on the other side as well, and just extend those lines together. And now we're going to impute our bust measurements. Our bust measurements, which is 38 divided by 4, and that is 9.5 inches plus the 2 there on our dart. So I'm dividing the armhole into 2 and then just going in by 0.5 inch in order to make my armhole curve for my front piece. So this will now serve as our yoke. Okay guys, now for our waist measurements, we have 36 inches divided by 4, which is 9 inch, plus our dart intake, which is 2 inches. So we're just going to mark that out now. And on the hip as well, we have 11. We're going to mark out 11 inches, which is 44 divided by 4. For the bottom of our gown, we're just going to minus 1 inch from our hip measurements, which will now give us 10 inch, and then we're just going to connect that together like so. So now I'm just going to add 0.5 inch allowance to my shoulder alone. Okay, and just connect these lines together. Now this is all for the front piece. Now for the back piece, I went ahead to make my shoulder slants, add an allowance, make my armhole curve, and then make my dart line, which is 4.5 inches from the starting point right there. I also added my zipper allowance, guys, as you can see. So now we're just going to come down by 5 inches again from the waist like we did on the front piece, and now on the waist we're going to take our 1 inch intake on both sides to make our darts only on the waistline, as you can clearly see. So now we're just going to connect those lines just like I'm doing right now. So I went ahead to extend our dart line, okay, because our gown is going to be in 3 pieces. So now I'm just marking out my waist measurement, adding my 2 inch allowance, and then my hip measurement as well, and then my bust measurement, just like this, guys. So I'm just making sure I correct my mistake here, but basically this is how it's going to be once the waist measurement has been taken in, okay guys. I'm just going to mark that out so you know it's not part of it. So guys, we're going to be having a turtleneck dress. I almost forgot, so I had to raise this front neckline by 1/2 inch, so in total everything was 1.5 inch. Now this is the front and the back piece. Now we have the center front, side front, we have the side back, and then the center back. Now I'm just labeling it. Okay, so now we're just going to go right on into cutting the pieces now. So yeah, this is our finished look. Okay, as you can see, we have the front pieces, and then now I have finally cut out everything, adding 1/2 inch all the way, and I also cut the lining as well for each pieces. Okay guys, and then the lining is shorter by 1 inch, shorter than the main fabric. Okay guys, and we have the yoke as well. So now we're just going to join the darts together on both the back and the front pieces. All right, and then the lining as well. So now this is me having joined everything together, and also did the same thing for the lining. Okay, the lining for the front piece. All right, so now in order to sew, as you can see, the lining is way shorter than the main fabric, but everything is going to work. So I'm just going to take our yoke now, the yoke for the front piece, and this is how we're going to sew it, guys. So we're just going to determine where the front is and then place it as though wrong side is facing wrong side, and then we're just going to flip it. Now the right side is facing the right side, okay, and then we're just going to align the center to the points right there and just sew all the way to the other tip. Basically easy. It's going to be tricky, but it's going to work. And then we're just going to place our lining on top of it now, like so, and just use it to turn, basically to turn our stitches. I already did the back, guys, but I'll be showing you guys how I will achieve this look. So now this is an undone back pieces. So first things first, we're going to take our net yoke as well, just like we did on the front. Place the right sides on top together like this, and then just flip it backwards like so, and then place our lining on top of it, and then we're just going to stitch the top right there, top stitch it, flip and top stitch, okay, then turn again, and then sew the bottom or the sides first, whichever you want to do first, and then just sew. So now these are the two back pieces already ironed, so I'm just going to stitch them together now in order to fix our zipper. So yeah, this is our front piece after fixing our yoke. You can see how it turned out. So guys, I already went ahead to shape in both the front and the back piece and then just added my zipper, guys. So now this is what we have for the gown, guys. This is our final look. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and share. God bless you.